Hi, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me for lesson 5-1, which is writing linear equations from situations and graphs. So remember that the standard is the California Common Core State Standard 8th grade functions number 4, which is to construct a function to model a linear relationship between two quantities. Determine the rate of change and initial value, interpret the rate of change and initial value, and then for the full text of the standard, you can see the table on the, on this page on number 2, okay? So the essential question is, how do you write an equation to model a linear relationship given a graph or a description? Okay, so given a graph or a description. Remember, linear non-proportional relationships, you have the equation y equals mx plus b. M is the slope and b is the y-intercept, and this is the formula that you use to write the equation, okay? So we're going to do the explore activity, and it says writing an equation in slope-intercept form. It says Greta makes clay mugs and bowls as gifts at the Crafty Studio. She pays a membership fee of $15 a month and an equipment fee of $3 an hour to use the potter's wheel, table, and kiln. I don't know what that is. Write an equation in the form y equals mx plus b that Greta can use to calculate the monthly cost. Oh, monthly cost. So here I know that though out of those two numbers, one is going to be the y-intercept and the other one is going to be the slope. I got to determine which one is it. So looking at this, look, it says $15 a month and this one says $3 an hour. So both of them look like they're rates, but because it says monthly, this would not be a rate because it says monthly fee. So this would be the y-intercept. So the equation would be y equals m, this is the slope, $3 an hour, 3x, and then the y-intercept would be plus 15. So this would be the equation, okay? But let's go ahead and answer all the questions. It says, what is the independent variable x for this situation? The independent variable, because it's monthly cost, it's the per hour, the hourly rate. Okay, so hours, number of hours. Okay, number of hours. Okay, what is the dependent variable? Well, what does it, the cost depends on the number of hours. So we say monthly cost, or we can say monthly cost. Okay. So it says during April, Greta does not use the equipment at all. So if she didn't use it at all, that means that how many hours will she use it? Nothing. But she still has to pay the monthly cost. So she still has to pay $15. Okay. So the cost, what will be her cost? $15. What will be the y-intercept for B? So the y-intercept would be 15 because 0, this is the x, and 15 is the y. Now it says Greta spends 8 hours in May for a cost of, notice, 15 plus 8 times 3. That will be the total cost. So 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 15 is 39. So her cost would be $39. In June, she spends 11 hours for a cost of, 11 hours. So it's going to be 15 plus 8 times, 11 hours times 3. So 11 times 3 is 33 plus 15, that would be $48. From May to June, what was the change in X? So the change in X, that means the hours. From 8 to 11, that's going to be 3 hours. Okay? And then what was the change in Y? That means the cost. So the cost was, what was it? 9? Yep, 48 minus 39, that's 9. And so the slope, remember, the slope is the change in Y divided by change in X. So the change in Y was 9, the change in X was 3. So that's going to give you 3. So the slope is 3. So now you can write the equation. Y equals 3x plus 15. I remember we figured it out right away. Okay? But anyways, this is all the steps. Okay? Thank you so much. Now let's write. It says write the equation. This is a little bit challenging. Writing an equation from a graph. So it says you can use information presented in a graph to write the equation, slope-intercept form. It says a video club charges a one-time fee membership plus a rental fee. for each equation dBd borrowed. Use the graph to write the equation in slope-intercept form to represent the amount spent on X, spend Y on X DVDs rental. So I got to write the equation. Now remember that the equation is Y equals mx plus b. B is the y-intercept. So right here, this is where it touches. Remember, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. So this is the y. So my y-intercept is 8, so that's going to be 8. Now I got to find the slope. So I got to use 2 points. Ooh, look at this one is right on the corner. And this one is right on the corner. So then I go, okay, how much do I go up? How much do I rise? And how much do I run? So I rose from 18 to the number that is between 16 and 20. That's going to be 18. So I rose from 8 to 18. So that means that the change in y was 10 because 18 minus 8 is 10. So the rise is 10, and the run, I went from 0 all the way to here, so that number is 8. So I went from 10 from 0 to 8, so that's going to be 10 eighths x. So that reduces to 10 eighths, reduces, or as a decimal, it will be 1.25 x plus 8. So this would be the equation. Okay? That's one way of doing it. Now, it says reflect. What does the value of the slope represent in in this context? So this one, it says amount spent per DVD rentals. Oh, the DVD rental. So the $1.25 means that each DVD rents for $1.25. And what does the Y represent? So it's probably the membership fee. So yep, it says a video club charges a one-time fee membership fee. So the Y-intercept represents the membership fee. The membership fee. Okay, now number your turn. It says the cash register subtracts 250 from a $25 coffee cafe gift card. So this is like Starbucks. You have a card that is $25 and each coffee is 250 for each medium coffee the customer buys. Use the graph to write an equation in slope-intercept form. But they already gave you the information right here. This is what you start off with, and then you're subtracting. So this is negative 250 for each coffee. See right here? The y-intercept is at 25, and it's going down 2.5 each time. So the slope is negative 2.5x, and you started with 25. So that's the equation, okay? Now, the second part is writing an equation from a description. You can use information from let me show it, sorry. You can use information from a description of a linear relationship to find the slope and the y-intercept and to write the equation. So it says the rent charge for space in an office building is a linear relationship related to the size of the space rented. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the rent. Okay, so look, right here on the ad, it says that for 60 square feet, you pay 250, and for 900 square feet, you pay 1,750. So now what do I need? I need the slope. So remember, I'm going to write it here on my notes. The slope is the change in y divided by the change in x. How much did the y change? So I'm just going to make my t-table right here. How much did the y change? It went from 750 to 1150. So you subtract 1150 minus 750. That's 11 minus 7 is 400. So that's going to be 400. Now for the change in x, you subtract the x's, the 900 minus 600. So 900 minus 600, that'll be 300. So that reduces to 4/3. So the slope is 4/3. Now the ugly part, I got to find the equation. So what I'm going to do, I have the slope and I'm going to use one of the points. I'm going to use 600 and 750. So you write the formula, y equals mx plus b. Then you have the y is 750, so I put 750 equals the slope is 4/3. The x is 600, and then we don't know what the b is, so we put plus b. So now I go, okay, 750 equals, let me show you how I do this, because this is a big number. So then I say, oh, okay, well, I divide first. 6 divided by 3 is 2, so that's going to be 200. 200 times 4, 2 times 4 is 800 plus b. Now I want to get the b alone, so I subtract 8 from both sides, from 800 from both sides, so I get negative 50 equals b. So now I got my y-intercept and I got my slope. So the equation, remember the formula is y equals mx plus b. And so the slope is 4/3 x, and the b is negative 50, so minus 50. So this would be the equation, okay? You have it right here, but you also have it right there too. It says, the reflect, without graphing, tell whether the graph of this equation rises or falls from left to right. What does that, the sign of the slope mean in the context? Ooh, so here, the slope is actually positive. So it actually rises because it goes up because the slope is positive. If the slope was negative, then it would fall, okay? So it rises, the line rises from left to right because the slope is positive. Okay, so now, oops, your turn. There's one more. It says, the last question. Harry's weekly allowance, depending on the number of chores he does. He receives $60 in allowance the week he did 12 chores, and $14 in allowance the week he did 8 chores. Write an equation. So I'm going to make a table. So the chores, number of chores are right here. And then how much the money goes right there. So he did 12 chores and he got $16. He did 8 chores and he got $14. So now what is the rate of change? Here, the change, it went down 2, but then this one also went down 4. So that means 2 divided by 4 is going to be 50 cents. So 50 cents per chore. Now, to find the y-intercept, I told you to use the equation, but I'm going to show you a different way. I'm just going to go ahead and continue right here. It went down 4. I'm going to go down 4 again. So that's going to go to 4. And I'm going to go down 4 again. It's going to go to 0. Then here I'm going to go down to 2 again. So 14 minus 2, that's 12. And I'm going to go down 2 again. So that's going to be 10. So here the y-intercept is going to be 10. So I got my equation. Y equals 0.5x plus 10. So that means he gets $10 for a weekly allowance plus 50 cents for each chore that he does. Thank you so much for watching.